Ever feel like you don't quite fit the mold? Drawn to your own space, your own decisions? The internet buzzes about the Sigma male, the man who walks his own path. But is this just a romanticized ideal? What are the real drivers behind this independent spirit? And what are the crucial distinctions that separate him from simply being alone? Join us as we dissect the Sigma male, uncovering the fascinating reasons for his unique stance. 1. Beyond the hierarchy. Forget the rigid pyramid of alphas and betas. The Sigma male operates on a different plane altogether. Imagine a highly successful freelance photographer, let's call him Rohan. While his peers in established studios jostle for promotions and network relentlessly within industry circles, Rohan carves his own path. He doesn't attend the mandatory networking events, nor does he engage in office politics. Instead, his reputation precedes him through the stunning quality and unique artistic vision of his work, shared primarily online and through select collaborations he initiates. He values the quality of his craft and the autonomy it affords him far more than climbing a conventional career ladder. This isn't about being antisocial. Rohan can be engaging and charismatic when he chooses to be, especially when discussing his passion. However, he doesn't seek validation or status through traditional social markers. His power lies in his self-sufficiency and the recognition his talent organically attracts. This detachment isn't born out of a desire to be superior, but rather from a deep-seated preference for self-direction and a focus on intrinsic rewards. He's the entrepreneur who bootstraps his company from his garage, bypassing venture capital and traditional business structures, proving that influence and success can be achieved outside the conventional pecking order. The Sigma's difference lies in this fundamental reorientation away from seeking validation within established social frameworks. 2. The power of solitude. The Sigma male often values his solitude, but it's crucial to distinguish this from mere isolation. Think of Anya, a brilliant software developer who works remotely. While her colleagues might fill their days with constant meetings and water cooler chatter, Anya thrives in the focused quiet of her home office. This isn't because she dislikes people. In fact, she has a close circle of friends she connects with deeply on her own terms. However, she finds that extended social interaction drains her energy and hinders her ability to concentrate on the complex coding challenges she enjoys. Her solitude is a deliberate choice, a space where she recharges, ideates, and hones her skills. Contrast this with someone suffering from social anxiety, who might also spend a lot of time alone, but out of fear and discomfort rather than a conscious preference. The Sigma's solitude is often a source of power and creativity, a space for introspection and independent thought. It allows for a clarity of vision unclouded by the pressures of groupthink or the need for external approval. It's about choosing when and how to engage, rather than being unable to connect altogether. This distinction is vital to understanding that the Sigma's preference for solitude is a strength, not a weakness. 3. Intrinsic motivation. What fuels the Sigma male isn't the pursuit of accolades or the approval of others, but a deep-seated intrinsic motivation. Consider Kenji, a renowned astrophysicist who could easily seek prestigious positions at leading universities. Instead, he chooses to conduct his research independently, funded by grants he passionately pursues based on his own intellectual curiosity. He publishes his groundbreaking findings when he deems them ready, not necessarily on a strict academic calendar driven by institutional pressures. His reward lies in the thrill of discovery, the satisfaction of unraveling the mysteries of the universe, not in the number of citations or the prestige of his affiliation. This internal compass is a defining characteristic. While others might be motivated by promotions, public recognition, or the desire to impress, the Sigma's drive comes from within, a passion for his work, a commitment to his values, or a personal mission he feels compelled to pursue. This makes him remarkably resilient and less susceptible to external pressures or fleeting trends. His focus remains steadfast on his internal goals, making his achievements all the more authentic and impactful. 4. Strategic social engagement. While valuing solitude, the Sigma male isn't necessarily a hermit. His social interactions are often strategic, prioritizing depth and genuine connection over superficial networking or maintaining a large circle of acquaintances. Imagine Lena, a successful artist who rarely attends gallery openings or social events. However, she cultivates deep, meaningful relationships with a few fellow artists and collectors who truly understand and appreciate her work. When she does engage socially, it's often in smaller, more intimate settings where genuine conversations can flourish. She values the quality of these interactions, the intellectual stimulation and emotional resonance they provide, far more than the superficial validation of a crowded room. This selective engagement isn't about being aloof or arrogant. It's about being intentional with her time and energy. She understands the value of genuine connection, but isn't driven by a need to be liked or accepted by everyone. Her social interactions are purposeful, enriching, and aligned with her values, demonstrating a clear preference for quality over mere quantity in her relationships. 5. Authenticity and nonconformity. The Sigma male is often characterized by a strong sense of authenticity and a willingness to deviate from conventional norms. Think of Ben, a highly skilled carpenter who rejects the trend of mass-produced furniture. He instead focuses on crafting unique, handcrafted pieces using traditional techniques and locally sourced materials. He doesn't follow fleeting design trends or cater to mainstream tastes. His work reflects his personal values, his commitment to quality, and his artistic vision, even if it means a smaller, more niche market. This nonconformity isn't about rebellion for its own sake. It stems from a deep-seated commitment to his own values and a refusal to compromise his integrity for external approval or fleeting popularity. He charts his own course, guided by his internal compass rather than societal expectations. This authenticity often makes him stand out and attracts those who appreciate genuine individuality and a rejection of the status quo. His path might be less conventional, but it is ultimately more aligned with his true self. 6. The allure and misinterpretations. The concept of the Sigma male, with its emphasis on independence, self-reliance, and operating outside traditional social structures, often holds a significant allure in contemporary society. This fascination stems from several factors. In a world that often emphasizes conformity and adherence to established hierarchies, the Sigma archetype presents an alternative, a figure who seemingly achieves success and influence on their own terms, unbound by the need for external validation or the constraints of social expectations. This resonates with individuals who feel stifled by conventional norms, who value autonomy above all else, or who perceive the traditional paths to success as limiting or inauthentic. The image of a lone wolf, confident in their own abilities and charting their own course, can be incredibly appealing, particularly to those who identify as individualistic or who aspire to a greater sense of self-determination. The rise of remote work, the increasing emphasis on entrepreneurial ventures, and a growing skepticism towards traditional institutions have further fueled this fascination, as these trends seemingly mirror the Sigma's independent mode of operation. Online communities dedicated to discussing and analyzing this archetype have flourished, often romanticizing the perceived freedom and control associated with it. However, this allure also carries significant risks of misinterpretation and the potential for the concept to be twisted into something far less admirable. The very traits that make the Sigma archetype intriguing, independence and a detachment from social norms, can easily be misconstrued or exaggerated. Healthy self-reliance can devolve into social isolation driven by fear or discomfort rather than choice. A confident sense of self-worth can morph into arrogance and a dismissive attitude towards others. The rejection of traditional hierarchies can be misinterpreted as a justification for disrespecting authority or a lack of teamwork. Some individuals, perhaps lacking genuine social skills or struggling with interpersonal relationships, might latch onto the Sigma male label as a way to rationalize their isolation or project an image of superiority without actually embodying the positive aspects of the archetype, such as genuine self-mastery or intrinsic drive. This toxic Sigma misconception can lead to the adoption of negative behaviors, such as a lack of empathy, a refusal to collaborate, or a general disdain for social interaction, all under the guise of independent strength. It's crucial to recognize the nuanced distinction between genuine self-reliance and unhealthy isolation, between confident autonomy and dismissive arrogance, to avoid the pitfalls of misinterpreting and misapplying the potentially appealing, yet easily distorted, concept of the Sigma male. 7. Beyond the label. Ultimately, the concept of the Sigma male, while intriguing, serves as a reminder of the importance of embracing authentic individuality rather than striving to fit into any predefined label. Consider Sarah, who embodies many of the traits often associated with the Sigma. She's independent, driven by her own passions as a wildlife photographer, and values her solitude in the field. However, she doesn't identify with the Sigma male label. Her focus is on living a life aligned with her values and pursuing her passions authentically, regardless of where she fits into any social hierarchy. The value in understanding the Sigma archetype lies not in trying to emulate it, but in recognizing and celebrating the diverse ways individuals can navigate the world. True strength lies not in adhering to a specific label, but in understanding oneself, embracing one's unique strengths, and forging a path that aligns with one's own values and aspirations. The conversation around the Sigma male can be valuable if it encourages self-reflection and a move away from rigid social categorizations towards a greater appreciation for the multifaceted nature of human individuality. So, is the Sigma male a myth, a misunderstood archetype, or a genuine expression of fierce independence? The answer, as we've explored, is complex and often personal. What truly matters isn't fitting into a label, but understanding and embracing your own unique path. What are your thoughts? Share your perspectives in the comments below. If you found this exploration insightful, hit that like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Thanks for watching, and keep questioning the norms.